Dairy Queen. And I think those are all the same. So we're good. Okay.
Cool.
Chat is super quiet tonight. Other than the one person I had to ban.
Oh,
That was
incredible.
awkward. Yeah. Hey, it's Benkai. Benkai was doing NGS casting earlier in one of the playoff matches. So if Benkai's here, that game must be over.
I guess so.
Stream died. That's odd. Still shows the stream to me. Go. It still shows that it's live. Can you see it?
The stream? Yeah, I'm watching it right now.
All right. Well, then I don't know what those two are talking about.
Yeah, I have it up over here. It's been live the whole time.
Yeah.
Weird.
That is weird though, because it's not just one person that had the stream die. So I don't.
It's an ISP thing.
Well, you know what? Actually, maybe it was down for a moment because it shows 0 viewers right now. So on my tracker,
I still see 18.
Gilly Shark took it 2-0.
Oh,
so
it did go down. Look at that.
Knights. All right. Well, congratulations to them.
There you go. It did go down actually. It's been up for a minute now. There we go. That does make sense.
That's weird.
It must have been down for like a second for me because like when I looked at it, it was there. I looked at what I guess
Yep. Well, glad we're back. Bankhouse
Right.
says it dropped for like 2 minutes. That's strange. I didn't see anything on the details, but okay. I mean, listen, I'm not disputing with you guys. I mean, glad that we're back. Glad that you're able to watch the show. And I'm sad that that the raid could not happen because of Twin. Rip. There we go. I was gonna say they said they're ready. I don't know what we're waiting on. They're coming soon. Magic? Hello? You there? There we go. All right, Battlefield of Eternity. So we've seen some varying bans here. In game number 1, we had the Tacitar ban, we had the Abathur ban. Abathur has not been a really constant presence on Battlefield for probably a couple of years, but he was really strong when played here. If you can get to level 10 and not lose a whole bunch, then it becomes very strong. So there is still that potential. I don't think they'll ban it, but they might, right?
Mm-hmm.
Certainly the Gazlo Diva, I think, are both pretty strong here. Garrosh can be kind of awkward here sometimes, depending on your team comp. If you can build like a Lucio or a Zarya, somebody that can give him that speed boost, then he can certainly be high value. And Chromie's another one that could be really strong. So interested to see what other changes they look to make in their plans here.
Yeah.
That's all you got?
I like the Chromie ban, first of all. She's actually pretty powerful here. Are we going to see Li Ming again, do you think?
If it's not banned, 100% I think we see Li Ming.
Yeah, Quinel's still there. Yeah, this might be it right here. I think we're probably going to see a similar comp from mashup to last games, their last game's comp. I don't think they're going to change too much because I think that comp works here as well.
I mean, they've already lost 40% of it.
Yeah, a similar. How about that? Because Vala's still up, right?
True.
We know Iceman plays that a lot.
Not today.
Never mind. Okay, no, never mind. 60% of it is gone. Show me what was their tank last game? I already forgot. That's so embarrassing. Murden. Show me Murden ban. Actually, that would be pretty good here.
Yeah.
It would be pretty good here, right?
Yeah, Murden definitely the best race tank.
Yeah.
That being said, Mashup did not take the race talents, so
Diablo. Okay.
And it is interesting to see Diablo banned here. I mean, again, I was talking about a long time ago, obviously, but Diablo was this was a hard map for Diablo because it made it very difficult to reset your stacks before they adjusted him. So if you died, it was just, well, you're
that's
a
it for
weak
you.
hero for the next 5 minutes.
A while. Yeah.
All right, Diva coming up.
Okay.
Show me the Leeming.
Yeah, this is definitely looming here. Without a doubt in my mind. Maybe not right here, but at the very least somewhere, right?
If they don't pick it here, I don't think they get it.
No. No way. There it is. Okay.
Yeah, and that's a really strong combo. The Greymane Leeming has been almost as long as the Taunt Varian Leeming, right? In fact, really, that's a 3-person combo right there. Maybe we'll even see it here, right? Taunt, Curse Bullet, Leeming just kills them.
Yeah, actually, right? Oh, yeah. Varian, maybe a Stukov even, just for good measure. Possibly Malfurion or Tyrande. Oh, Tyrande actually would be insane with them, too. Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah, I think that we found some really strong, high-value characters to go along with the mashup. Whether or not they decide to take those characters, who knows? But that would be a lot of value, right?
Yeah, just tons. There's a lot to do there. They have a lot of leeway, I think.
One of the things that Varian brings to that is if Diva decides she wants to mech explosion, Varian's one of very few heroes who can just say, all right, I'm going to stand here, taunt you, hit you with a Lion's Fang, watch as my Leeming kills you, and I'm just going to protect myself and walk away.
I'm just going to ignore that whole freaking explosion, right? He does have that special niche for him, going for him, rather. That's pretty cool.
So we get the Stukov ban. I think that's a great ban with what they've got here. The third and final ban here for Clouded Minds is going to be Rhaegar.
Okay, yeah.
Which is fine. I mean, that's a strong ban against with the Greymane.
For sure.
All right, show me the Varian Tyrande. Let's go.
I was gonna say, yeah,
Varian into Johanna, no less. Able to break those shields really easily.
Yeah. yeah. Right. Hey.
Thanks for watching the stream mashup. We appreciate you taking our advice. All right, so who's our solo laner gonna be?
A mashup?
Yeah,
I'm thinking Sonya.
that's what I was thinking too.
Sonya, maybe Artanis.
I think Artanis could be okay. Like, it gives him a ton of race, but I just don't think he's right for this. I think Sonya gives them damage. It could also be Imperius. But Imperius is going to get booped off by Diva and the stun from Uther, so I don't think it's going to be Imperius. I think
I like this response though.
Could also be a Blaze. Yeah, absolutely. The Uther is pretty much the way that you counter that. Oh, Chen, of course.
Chen. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
All right. This is I really like what both teams have done here because this is chess, right?
Oh, it
this
kind of is,
chess.
Isn't it?
Both of these teams have kind of started with something, and then they've kind of modified it as they went on, and I think that both of these comps have just an absolute high level of potential.
I really like both comps too, dude. I think that they're both pretty fun. I like the Uther pick. Lunar's also good here, and it's a counter to Uther, right? I mean, not that I don't think they were gonna take it with what they had already. I think
Probably not, but they could have. I mean, Lunar
right?
provides that burst damage with the leaping strike if you get the taunt, and she's not a bad solo laner either.
Even Greymane could go in the solo, right? Like,
absolutely.
Like that would be an option as well.
And
but yeah, it's also
culling.
counter to Uther, so like they took the Lunar away just in case. And again, she's not bad here either, so like really win-win.
Yeah, it gives them. They don't quite have as much race on Clouded Minds as the mashup, but you know what?
Right.
It's time. Let's get these teams introduced.
Absolutely. All right. Blue team, mash up. It's 1-1, ladies and gentlemen. Mashup is gonna have Ronin on Varian, Iceman on Greymane, Shusui on Chen, Bluestein on Tyrande, and Quinol on Li Ming.
Okay, and over here for Clouded Minds, we've got Trelena there on the Lunara. Star Knight's going to be on Uther. Ruffian on the Cassia. Casey Court there on Johanna, and Etcher on the Diva. And of course, Diva the only one who can't show off that cloudy mount that Clouded Minds has. I guess she's not the only one. Lunara can't either, so never mind. What am I talking about? But Varian, you know, a little bit weaker in this early game, but then gets a bit of a power spike for a few levels. And on BOE, this is a map where you want that early power spike.
Absolutely.
So, you know, he's going to get that around the same time as that first Immortal. We'll have to see if they're able to take advantage of that taunt plus the Lunar Flare Stun combo once they get there.
Yeah. And I'm kind of excited to see this Johanna Cassia combination coming out. It counters both Greymane and Tyrande pretty beautifully. Nothing more frustrating than trying to get your CDRs on Tyrande and you can't do it because you're blind. Pain in my butt. Happens
True story.
all the
I hadn't
time.
even thought about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's things like that that's going to be kind of an uphill battle. But then once level 4 hits, it becomes an uphill battle for Cloud of Minds until level 10, right? So again, like you said, it's a game of chess. Every move counts.
And so if you've got Johanna and Cassia here, do you take Elune's Chosen with this? Is it still the pick?
Potentially you could swap it to what is it? I forget what it's called. I think it has Everlasting in it. There's like, if you use your heal on somebody else, it heals for more.
Like 40%.
I do kind of like that talent. I love Elune's Chosen to death, of course, but if you're really that afraid of the blinds, actually, wow, that was wick damage coming out onto your boy Uther there. And that's going to be a nice putting a mashup into a nice spot. But if you're that afraid of it, you could go for that talent instead. I forget what else is on that tier. There's something else. Is it the is there a hold on, let me look.
Yeah, I don't remember what else is on that tier. Those two are there, but oh yes, there is a Hunter's Mark 1, I think, that gives you auto attack healing, self-healing.
That one could work too, maybe. But then again, no, because if you're afraid of the blinds. Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me take a look. Yeah.
I think you're right. I think it's well, they took Elune's Chosen, so that's,
I
that's
think
the
it's
direction they're
fine. I don't think it's necessarily do or die. Like, oh, you took that against blinds, you fool. Like, that's not true. You're still gonna get value out of it, just maybe not as much as you like.
Sure. The Varian holding the bottom here gets that taunt onto Cassie, but not quite into the range of the towers. It's a full trait build wreck.
Full trait builds.
There you go. That's what Derry wanted.
No. I'm not gonna say that. I never will.
Let's see. Checking in on.
I never have, and I never will.
All right, both teams on the race here. The mashup a little bit later to the party here, but they definitely do have more race right now. So about 40% or so, I think, of the Immortals' health will be a shield in favor here of Clouded Minds. And that's really positive for them because, again, this is that 4 to 10 window where Varian kind of gives them that advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where they need to take as much advantage of that as possible. And being a little bit behind in that could cost them a bit.
Absolutely.
And the Immortal going down. Shield's already taken out, so it's going into melee. And Varian looking to get that Lunara, but not quite in position to do it. Li Ming, though, a little too close to that Immortal, gets stunned, is able to teleport away, and here comes that Elune's Chosen. Healing her up rather nicely. There's the taunt onto Johanna, the stun, but she's got that Gladiator Medallion, so apparently the Iron Skin wasn't available, and a big Arcane Orb going out onto the Lunara, but not going to get the kill there.
Nope. She had an Uther heal on her too, so she had that 25 armor. Johanna that is going for her as well. Not gonna. Oh no, Quinall super caught in rotation here, right? Gets slowed. I think this is stuff. Oh my god, tried to bait out the Uther stun, didn't quite catch it though. Goodbye, bleeding.
Well, it gives a quick siege camp over here up at the top to mash up in trade for that death. That said, this is a full 4-3 as we're going to get stun onto Varian. Varian does not have Protect now. He only has the auto attack parry. But now Bluestein having to run away is going to get caught by the Johanna. And lots of slows here. Lunara is going to get that slow as well with the crippling spores. And Bluestein trying to just make it out. Just not enough.
Not enough at all.
And that was just an unfortunate move because I think that if he goes down into his fort, he's
I was gonna say down.
But,
yeah, I mean he might still
there was a
die
Johanna
because
nearby.
that's more damage coming out from enemy team. But you could even potentially weave some autos in there. At least your team is there to like back you up.
Yeah.
I don't know because that kind of stalled yourself a little bit. But I think no matter what, he was doomed. But yeah, I think going down would have been the better move. Oh well.
Yeah. So, Immortals are available here, and everybody's at level 9. Nobody's even really that close to level 10, so...
No.
Right now, it's Mashup getting all of the race value in here.
Yeah.
Speaking of that Varian, though, there's that kill onto that Diva.
Taunt. Pretty flippin' good, right?
And that's exactly what Mashup needs right now. They need these, like, quick burn, one-off kills, especially with the Immortals in the aggressive sides here. Varian's going to get interrupted and stunned by the Immortal. Iceman very low. Grayman's going to have to be a little bit careful here. But they get that stun onto Johanna. Breck, what do you think's going to happen?
Well, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Iceman actually falls down due to the Lunara poison damage here, and I think Mashup needs to back off for a sec. I don't think Shusui's getting out, though, even with all of that stagger damage. He kills himself in classic Chen way. And now Cloud9's going to go ahead and get on that Immo.
Yeah, they're going to get a little bit less overall than they had in the first round, but with those level 10s, they're going to be able to burn this down. We see the Mashup working on their Shaman camp. And the call to pull back here so that Cloud of Mines can also get their Shaman camp is really great. That Shaman camp's going to be going in the top lane while the boss is
Uther.
going in
Oh,
the bottom.
bud. Never mind. That was almost bad, but Gladiator's Medallion kind of saved you there, bud.
So Chen and Diva going to be up in the top lane. Chen's going to have to deal with this Shaman camp up.
Oh,
But-
God, dude, the Demon Lord just cleared the camp by himself.
I was going to say, there used to be a camp here. I just looked at it. Where'd it go?
cleared it alone. I said, if you guys aren't going to do it, I am.
Well, the demon almost complete here as Johanna going in with the Condemn is going to get taunted under the towers. But big Divine Storm is going to get the back line here of the Mashup. Healing Well going down, and that's about all that we can say out of this. Like, nobody falling yet, although maybe that Lunara getting. All right, then.
Well, then.
Johanna going to be the one casualty. And once again, we hear that Seeker sound. Love that sound.
Yeah. I know it's your favorite.
It really is. I love that. So good. But we may actually see the top fort going down. Chen just not able to take down the Shaman camp quickly enough. And Tetcher just sitting there with those miniguns right on the fort. However, Chen jumping in onto him. And you can't really control those miniguns, right? So a little bit of damage went on to Chen. Took some damage, but it was too long. Too late.
Too much.
Full rotation coming in. Looking for this Diva, though.
Yeah, I think Tetcher might be a little wary of it. And yeah, okay. Now he
Yeah.
knows.
All
the
kinds of
entire
vision.
thing,
Yeah. But with that, I mean, he knows that they're there, so this is a free fort. Bottom Mind's looking really strong here, as now Tetcher announcing his presence is going to get taunted. There's no Lunar Flare, but oh, Chen with the barrel. Tetcher gonna go down.
Yeah, might as well. Tetra's kind of playing with fire there. You know that they have taunt. I'd say don't even give it to them. Just back off. Play
Speaking
safe.
of that taunt, oh, big hand of protection there from Uther, keeping the Cassia, I think it was, alive. Cassia or one of them.
I think it might have been Cassia, yeah.
And the Immortals locked in eternal combat here, doing absolutely no damage to each other.
Incredible.
It's kind of interesting. They start off attacking each other at the same speed, but then, of course, when the heroes of the Nexus arrive and they pause their attacks, it looks a little different.
Right. Yeah.
All right, Immortals are in defensive positions here, so you got to go in strong. You got to find that pick, and level 13s are here. It is going to be Shattering Throw for that variant, so look for that hold your ground shield to be obliterated pretty quickly. And this is the reason why I think they should have banned out that Li Ming. She can bomb from really far away and get a lot of damage.
There was a Blessed Shield in there, but no follow-up at all.
Yeah, and this is where Cloud of Mines has to pull back. Tetra going in with D.Va there to try to push people away as Johanna was just too low. Big Divine Storm. Now Johanna on the retreat does use her medallion once again. Chen got some barrel action going on as he's maybe going to finish that. Johanna, in fact, does. And they're looking for the Uther. The Disintegrate getting some work done here as Uther is going to fall. Bluestein getting a lot of damage from Lunara, but Lunara gonna have to use her own medallion, is gonna be able to make it out just barely. Now, Rek. I'm looking forward to the first time this game that I can say that Chen makes it out just barely.
Oh, nice, dude.
Unfortunately, the only opportunity he had, he died to the massive stagger damage to himself, but...
Yeah, well... Barely, right?
Yeah, sure, barely. I mean, if he had just like 5 more hit points, he would have lived.
Yeah.
We'll never know. But this is the first Immortal for Mashup, and it's a pretty healthy shield on this Immortal, but they've got a long way to go to make up for the ground that they lost early in the game. Now, there's that taunt on Johanna, and the Immortal gonna separate them. Oh, man. D.Va with the, what's that called? Bunny Hop.
Bunny Hop, yep. Didn't quite work out. I think she sort of backed off for a sec. I think she could have gotten Bluestein potentially with it. But I think she would have lost mech in the process, right?
Probably.
So maybe not worth it. That almost backfired. He bumped it closer to Bluestein, who was already kind of low. And is now even lower, but it's not going to matter. It's a healer, right?
Well, and keep in mind, too, that the mech explosion is done a little bit differently than before, right? It used to be that it was just, here's how much damage it does. Now, the closer you are to the center of that mech, the more damage you take. So you definitely don't want to boop that into your team.
It looks like you have a fan in chat, Aero.
Kane on the wrong account. Way to go, Kane. I won't tell if you won't. Clearly, I need to ban that account, though, right?
Smile.
That account's been hacked. Bot lane here. D.Va going to be able to pick up this siege camp eventually? Maybe? Does Chen has no idea this is taking place? Okay.
I guess not. Or he does, he doesn't care.
There you go, Kane. Welcome back. All right, we won't ban that other account.
Very well.
So, still the structure advantage, mostly in favor of Cloud of Mines, although a little bit of keep wall damage here for the mashup. And actually, they're looking to even this out right now. They have the knowledge. The Cloud of Mines is up top, so there you go. We're back to even.
All right.
And I won't, he says. All right. Well,
You know what's funny is I found that the mashups comp is oh shoot, wait, before we even get into that, there's actually team fight brewing now. Taunt on top of Johanna. It doesn't do too much. She goes ahead and hops on out of there with that. Bunny hop going on below. Tetra's actually in a horrible position now. Gonna probably fall here. Yep. Mech went out. Now so does he. And oh, huge stun from Uther. Got a triple stun, but no follow-up again. Greyman actually does fall there, but so does Uther. Quinall doing their absolute best to get as much damage as possible. Does die. Trelena in a little bit of a bad spot, but actually makes it out okay. Oh, I didn't even pay attention to down there. Oh my goodness.
yeah, but oh no.
Oh dear.
Ah.
I actually didn't attend that. I'm not even kidding. I forgot that was Lunara.
Well, Ronan is dancing with death here. Ruffian trying to chase him down. Tyrande and Johanna locked in a battle as well, though. And Cassie is coming up looking for that Tyrande.
Oh.
Looks like Varian's going to make it out okay. And maybe Tyrande does as well.
I don't...
And there you go. So, I mean, just an absolute bloodbath there. And it almost ended in a couple of more kills, but they made it out.
Yeah, not enough damage on either side, really.
Yeah. And we've seen that a couple of times, right? With the, on the side of Clouded Minds, this game specifically, because certainly the other games, not so much, but this game specifically where either the Uther or the Johanna, like, they set up these potentially great plays, but they're only great if you have everybody else with you. And so, you know, like that Uther almost had 3 kills ready to go, just needed a little bit more damage. Speaking of that damage, they're looking for the Varian. He's going to drop the Banner of Ironforge. That's the armor bonus. But Quinell's the one who's in danger now, as Johanna's right up in her face.
Perhaps, but Tyrann's in a really awkward spot. She can't kind of step up too well, but actually, Ruffian goes down from the old Changeman, and now Li Ming's online, getting reset after reset after reset. Look at all of these deaths for Clouded Minds. Self-destruct coming out. It's probably not going to do too much, right? Tetra does manage to get back into mech, but probably not for very long. Taunted, and then stunned. Goodbye.
That's going to give Mashup now this race on the Immortal, and that's going, I think it's, is it going top lane? Yeah, it's going top lane. There's still full powers up here instead of the one down in bot. But they're going to pick up the Shaman camp, so they're going to have a lot of pressure here. Not only that, but they're going to pick up the XP in the top lane as well, so getting very close to 20. Mashup looking like they're playing to get checkmate here.
Yeah.
I will cleanse this land from your corruption, Hellspawn.
Apparently, we're going to see this land cleansed from their corruption. I think that's very nice to say of Clouded Minds. It's going to take away their mounts. And Cassia, the target here, not quite able to finish the job as Greymane going diving in, but there was a big blind there. Beryl is pushing everybody around, and there was that Divine Storm, but no deaths yet. Varian going in looking for Johanna, as the keep is going to go down. Bunny Hop coming into the back. Varian getting very low, gets the taunt onto Lunara, but the protect not lasting long enough, as Clouded Minds now pulling back. Ruffian in a bit of danger, is going to fall, and now Li Ming popping off, gets a kill onto Uther. And Johanna? Not quite.
No.
But Tetcher's in danger. Going to use that Torpedo Dash and the Concussive Blast to keep the teams away, but not quite long enough, as the Immortal finishing the core. And it's game number 3 going over to Mashup.
Mm-hmm.
Rek, they did it. They broke the map pick curse.
They certainly did, and forgot where I was going that. What was I gonna say?
Recyclic would like to apply to the Clouded Minds.
I think I just checked out for a second there. What the heck?
I believe New Jersey was one of the states that legalized the green Jesus.
Well, not
right?
yet, not yet, brother, Dad. Yeah, I think they did. Well, soon-ish, right? I think it's a whole process to it. I don't know. I don't partake, so I can't say one way or the other.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I don't care. People do whatever they want.
Yeah, definitely.
20 kills to 8 though, Rec. That was a
Pretty
really
convincing
strong game.
Yeah.
And I felt like Cloud Mines had what they needed to make that work. They just couldn't quite get it to work at the right time for the whole team.
Yeah, I said what I wanted to say at one point, and then I think a team fight broke out. Was I found it funny that the team with a Varian was doing worse in the beginning and started to do well later on.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are going to get an interview with presumably Ronan. We'll go ahead and hop over to the XG
Yeah, I am in there, thankfully.
chat. Okay, cool. I'll meet you there.
Great.
All right. We are here and joined by Ronan of Mashup. Congratulations. How's the team feeling after that big win?
Yeah, it feels great. So, just to preface this is my old team and my newer team kind of mashed up all together, hence the name. So Bancho and Do It Right, if you remember that team from back in the day.
Yeah, actually, we were talking about that at the beginning of the game.
Oh, really?
Trying to make sure that we had the right teams, but we called it. We got it right.
All right, nice. But
We
yeah,
do
that
it
was
right
awesome.
here.
Yeah.
See what I did there?
I
Yeah,
did.
good one, Aaron. You can stop talking now. Let's speak.
All right, go ahead, Rick.
No, I was okay.
No, you're in charge, buddy.
No, I can't do this. Don't make me do this. You can have your rights back, Aero.
All right. So, listen, let's start off here. This is the first match of the season for you guys. Now, you are playing. You were recently playing, or are playing in NGS as well, right? On. Bancho?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, Bancho, and we're out of the playoffs now. But yeah,
But were you in the same division as Clouded Minds?
no.
Or- Okay.
No, we got bumped up to B this season, and
Oh,
it
not
didn't
even
work
close
out
then,
too well.
Gotcha. Okay.
We were C, but yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So in any event, I mean, Clouded Minds is a strong team. We've seen them perform well. They've been division champions in the past. So this is no slouch of a team to go into. And obviously the XGDI, oftentimes you see teams with slightly different rosters. So, when you come into an event like this, do you or your team do anything differently, or do you just kind of say, you know what, this is kind of more casual of an event, let's just show up and play our game? How do you approach this?
Yeah, I mean, it's casual because we're trying to get everybody into playing a game. You saw probably a lot of roster switches every game, but at the same time, yeah, we're trying to be competitive at the same time. So yeah, it's a little mix in there, but we're definitely trying hard. We're not doing any meme comps. Some people like to do that, but we just want to fight straight up. And I'm glad Clouded Minds, it seemed like they played most of their mains as well, so it was fun.
For sure. Yeah, and of course we saw that. I mean, it also makes it a little bit easier for us to kind of talk a little bit about, and we actually talked about the possibility of maybe seeing something that was a little bit off brand in that third game, maybe, until you guys picked Battlefield of Eternity. Then it was pretty much like, okay, well, this is going to be normal. But we have seen, I mean, there are other teams that have done kind of off. Our team actually played against Duratan's Couch. Just throwing this out for you, and that was a clown fiesta. So
yeah, I saw that. I was like, really? I was like, I mean, it's cool, but I don't know. In my opinion, I think it's better if you just kind of play. Just to me, it's more respectful. I don't know, but that's just my opinion.
And for what it's worth, I mean, I do find that this is probably about the best atmosphere to do something like that. That's a little bit off. Everybody's just here to have a good time and play things, and sometimes do things a little bit differently.
Yeah.
So, speaking of a little bit differently, you guys actually selected Sky Temple as, or did they selected Sky Temple, right? I can't remember.
No, we did.
You did. Okay. That's right. It alternated. And so you guys picked Sky Temple. So Sky Temple was out of the NGS rotation. for this whole season. Is this a map that you guys like enjoy playing? Have you even had practice on it because it's not in the NGS rotation? Like, any particular reason that you picked this one?
Yeah, just it's been a while since we played on this map competitively, so I just wanted to do it. A couple of people didn't like it, but they played the game, so hey, what are you gonna do?
That sounds like exactly what happened when I told my team we were playing Hanamura the first time.
Yeah, there you go.
I said, all right, guys, we're going to Hanamura, and all 4 of the other people were like, ugh. But we did it.
Yeah. Good job. I like it.
So when you guys went to Sky Temple, there was, we talked a little bit about boss control. The ETC was banned out. You guys had the Brightwing for that Emerald Wind. They had Falstad, they had Stukov, they had Leoric. But let's talk about that one final play.
No.
let's talk about it, because I want to know if I want to know what kind of led up to that, because we talked about how this was potentially game ending the other direction if you don't kill the Diablo potentially, or if he doesn't walk, if he doesn't face check. So how did that play up, and ultimately what was it that went wrong?
Are you talking about where we got entombed in a very tiny spot there?
Yeah, that would be the one.
Yeah, well, we decided to, wait for them. We knew where they were going to go there. And so Diablo just walked into the bush. We were like, kill them. And then all of a sudden people were walled up, being blown away by this wind. And that was it. We just got caught. Did not expect an entomb to come through that wall there.
So what was the plan? Like, assuming Diablo doesn't do that, how is that going to play out for you?
We just raid it, just go in there. I got the falling sword with the upgrade and hope for the best.
Fair enough. So I do have to ask one other question about that, which is falling sword Ariat crater. Why not?
That would have been pretty awesome.
Right? Now that you think about it, you're like, man, think of all the cooldown reduction that gets me, right?
All right. Well, don't be surprised if you see that next time.
I won't be surprised. So you guys then get taken to Tomb of the Spider Queen. It's their map pick. And, things get adjusted a little bit. And you come in with this big Gazlo play and absolutely obliterate them in this game. When you guys went into this and you're seeing this draft evolve and they don't ban the Gazlo, they instead ban the Diva, were you always expecting that to be the direction you were heading, or did that just kind of work out and you started to play a different draft from there?
Yeah, we were saying, leave Gaz open. If they don't ban it, we'll take it, first pick. And they didn't ban it. So we got it. And then, there was a couple times where we just saw like they were kind of right in the middle of the lane and we were coming up, and it was just a great flank move there. So I just went in, did a little slow with Muradin, and sucked him up with the bomb. People exploded.
Yeah, it worked out really well. I don't know that there was much that you guys could have done differently in that game to make it, any cleaner than it was. It just looked like, this is pretty much a clinic when you went through that. So I don't have a whole lot of questions other than to point out that you guys did it really well. You played your combo really well. And it seems like that's obvious that it's easy to play a combo like that, but it's not always, right? I mean, they can take combo destroyers, so to speak, to make that much more difficult, like a Falstad, for example.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shoe Sweet. So. Yeah, they did it right. Absolutely. And I did want to point out to Aragon, yes, that is Tetra the caster. And then you guys get to game 3. So this was your map pick. It's the first opportunity, or it's the first game that was won by the map picking team. And, Rek kind of pointed out in the cast, it kind of worked in a weird flow. You guys got, I think, the first kill pre-level 4, and then the 4 to 10 kind of went against you, and then after 10 it went in your favor. So we mentioned in the draft it looked very much chess-like, point, counterpoint, and obviously it ultimately works out in your favor. What were your keys to success in this? How did you guys pull this win off in, again, not quite as strong a fashion of game 2, but but close.
Not at all. But yeah, no, we were playing hard the whole time, and like we try to force ourselves on the point, while they were defending the immortal. Like it usually ended up bad, except for like one time. So we just kind of boxing, just kind of like hit and run a little bit. And as soon as I would see them kind of jump on me, I would just run away, shield wall, and my team was just doing damage, as they were running after me. So it was just a lot of hit and run, like I said. So they changed focus on them, then I would go back in on them, trying to taunt the assassins, whatnot. Yeah, it was tough. It was a lot of communication. Just do this, do that, go, back up, go.
Sure. And again, I mean, it worked out really well. You guys got the Li Ming for a second game. I thought it went really well. Quinall played it really well in game number 1. And I've cast Quinall a few times, and I remember Li Ming being a hero that you don't want Quinall to get. Like, here's the example, right? 2 games.
Yeah. There you go.
So it worked out really well. Rec, do you have any questions for Ronan, or anything?
I did, but you actually wound up asking most of them. I'm not even gonna lie. So maybe I could think of something fun.
Rec usually doesn't have any questions, so I pretty much
No,
just
I usually
blow through
have
the
like
interview.
one, but like I think you actually asked it. It was about that Bush moment in the first game. I guess I could do a follow-up. Do you think that Diablo knew you were there by any chance, or do you think he just happened to wander in there?
I don't know. Like, I kind of thought about that too. It's like maybe he baited it, and Leo was just ready, like right next to the wall.
Leoric was definitely just ready for it. That is
He
absolutely
was.
like the moment.
Okay, so they were ready then.
Yeah, at the very least, Leoric was. Like, I think he was at least compensating for it.
Mhm.
Maybe Diablo said, "Oh, let me check if they're in here." Right? Like, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
But that was something we were debating too. We weren't sure if he knew. I kind of want to go back and look at the replay and check it out, because
I wouldn't be surprised because it came out pretty quick.
It was almost instantaneous. Like you guys started hitting him and then suddenly in tune. Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised.
There was one thing about that we were not sure. At least I'm not sure of. Rec doesn't think so, but Brightwing had started a phase shift. I'm assuming because maybe she was going to phase shift onto Sonya, and as Sonya would leap in or something like that. But I was kind of thinking that maybe those particles that Brightwing has with that phase shift might have shown to the enemy team, just like you can see some of their spell effects on the camp when they're doing it, even though it's outside of your vision. I was thinking maybe
Even
they
in the bush
could have seen it. Yeah, because your target may be in the bush and you may be in the bush, but the particles may not be. You know what I mean? So I don't know if maybe that could have triggered that, but it's definitely something for us to go back and check, anyways.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to know. So.
Cool. Rec, any other questions or comments?
No, I think that's about it.
All right. Good deal. Well, listen, Ronan, any particular moment that you want to point out that you thought was a particularly highlight-worthy moment of the set?
Oh, God. Just those gas setups, I think, were really, really clean. We found the moment. We were able to flank coming from the bottom a little bit to the right, and there's just no way they could avoid it. So I think those plays are my favorite ones.
Sure, absolutely. Those are great plays. There was even one that wasn't like full. It wasn't the full combo. It wasn't the full team. It was just Gazlo getting a stun on a Sylvanas, a couple of lasers, and you could see Sylvanas' health go from 100 to about 30%. And that's all under her own tower.
Oh wow! I gotta watch that.
Yeah, you'll have to watch that. It's a good clip. You don't get the kill out of it, but it's still one of those moments where you're like, it's a flex moment. I'm under your tower with your minions. I got nothing, and you're the one who takes all the damage, right? Like,
gotta love those.
All right, well, let's go ahead and wrap up. Any shout outs you'd like to make?
Yeah, shout out to my team, everyone who just showed up and played really well. Couldn't ask for more. And shout outs to Clouded Minds for playing hard. We just wanted a really good game, and they gave it to us. All 3 games, they could have went either way. So we were just happy we could pull it off.
All right, good deal. Well, thanks for joining us. And I guess you don't have to report the match results. I guess I do that. So relax, take your time, enjoy your
Awesome.
evening.
Sounds great. Thanks a lot, sir.
All right, have a good one.
How you too. Later.
Righty, and Rec, I'm gonna go ahead and call you back now.
Okay.
Or actually, you call me because it always.
Yeah, it's a
just
little weird
screw up a
sometimes
little
when
bit.
you. Yeah, here. Okay, let me get my camera on. Maybe this is.
There we go. All right, we got Rec back, everybody. Doing his monkey face.
Monkey face?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Anyways, so that's it. That's all we had for tonight. Like I said, I know that there was another match going on, but I don't know if they were actually being cast. I think they were doing a POV stream, but I don't think they were being cast. So we have nothing officially to raid you to for that, but we will raid somebody. So we'll find somebody to do that here in just a moment. Oh, it looks like Storm Div's still going, so we'll send everybody over there.
Okay.
Rec, before we go over to the Storm Division, anything you'd like to say to Twitch chat?
Thanks for coming out again, guys. It was a good time. I had a good time, at least. You can catch me over on Repsychic. I think I'm on Twitch. Just that's how you spell my name right down there. If you want to look me on Twitch and follow, you can. I've been streaming slightly more lately, but not that often. But yeah, thanks for coming out. Thanks to both teams for letting me cast or co-cast with Aero, and yeah, I had a good time.
Cool. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. Again, I'm Aero. You know my Twitch because you're here. If you happen to be on the YouTube, it's Aero RG. And this has been
Of the Storm.
Formerly of the Storm. Aero of the Storm, yes. This has been the Zul'jin Distillery Invitational Season 6, the first week, the first set of games. So there are going to be a lot of weeks to go. I mean, there are 11 teams playing in this. I'll show you those standings again, just so you can see all of the different teams here that are participating in this event. So make sure you check out the other casters who are performing. We got Crushinator, we got Sergeant Scoops, we got Ice X, I think, was in there. Mudge is going to be in there. So there are a lot of casters you may be familiar with doing this going forward. So make sure you tune into them and check out this kind of casual event. But once again, have a great night, and thanks for joining us.